So, getting the old Ender 3 back together and working properly, replacing crappy parts like this here. Never realized. So if you look right down the middle there, it's literally got nothing to hold onto the motor or the gear, right? And the way that these screws go, they actually screw into the other side here. So all it was relying on is just grip to try and hold on, and that's not good enough. The ones that are in there now actually have set screws that hold against the flat side of the motor's shaft, right? So it can't spin. And it's also got two at the top and the bottom, so it really grabs, and you can kind of see the result. So I've just printed this, and you know, it's not nearly as clean and clear as the Prusa or the one that just finished over there, which is just like this. You know, like that is really smooth. You know, that's from A1 Mini that I have there. Right, so that turned out really great. You know, and an example of something from the Prusa. So an example of something from the Prusa. Right? You know, and that turned out just amazing too. Like, let me get some light here. So, Prusa, A1 Mini, and then my Creality Ender 3 Pro. And if we want to add one more to the group here, and the Anycubic Chiron. This had to go on that because just the sheer length of it. And still, like, I think the only reasons why you see a little bit of those lines like that is just because you can see with the light there, see it's shiny. But, you know, like, that's pretty good. And this was also done with, this is the Bamboo Tough PLA, and it is tough. Like it's strong. It's pretty much like Pet G, really, you know, more than PLA. You do have to make sure that it's dry, right? As soon as you get over abundance of moisture or humidity, it doesn't like to stick to the bed. It clumps up and it turns into what I call bamboo goo, right? But you know, from the first machine that I ever had, that actually turned out pretty good. You know, it's fairly smooth. I can probably go through a little bit more fine tuning. The one thing I do have to do is work a little bit on the bed leveling and just kind of fine tune it a little bit. Of course, the A1 Mini is doing a fantastic job. There's just, I think in this one here, there's just one line there, right there, see it? But really, you know, like that's a nice finished product. That's no supports, no nothing. And then good old Prusa, you know, just looks like a finished product, right? Just the same. You know, like I think these two side by side, really, like, there's still things I love about this, and there's still things I love about this. So where I'm deciding on it, I don't know. This guy is still super reliable. I have had a lot of stuff on the A1 not print, but I'm also still learning the printer. So it's kind of hard to be honest or give an honest opinion versus the Prusa yet. But this is all about my good old-fashioned Creality, and you know, like, that's pretty good for, you know, like a $200 and some odd printer. It's standing up pretty good to these guys. The only thing really, time. It took a long time to print that, you know, versus, you know, like I printed this whole thing on the A1 and it didn't take long at all. And like, you look at how smooth that is. That's fantastic, right? Just You can still see some lines some places, but really, like, it looks really like a finished product like that, and that's all print in place, except for the cap. The cap was done separate. If I take the cap off, right, like, that's pretty good. This is actually, this was done with recycled PLA too, so just a cheap PLA. It's not very strong, but for this apparatus, this is fine. And that cheap PLA is also what this is made from too. This is made with the bamboo tough on the Prusa, and this is made with this stuff here, which was whatever this is, something made in China. I can't remember. I think that was Esun. Still, turned out great. And that's been sitting out for a while too. So, you know, for moisture, if there was any in it, you know, the only thing would have been just the first layer. Like, here's the other part of it here. And it was a little rough there. And, you know, you can see it was sitting down like this. Right, so a little bit of a problem with the first start, a little bit of the get-go. I just got some trimming to do here from where the supports were. But overall, like, this is just going to be, it just goes like that, and then it's just a cup holder that goes on your ATV or anything that has like a bar that goes through that you can clamp it to. So pretty cool. But anyway, that's good old Ender 3 still kicking it. So a little bit of fine tuning again, and she's going to be back to operating and doing the odd print here and there, probably. You know, whenever it gets busy, I can fall back and do a few prints on this as well. You know, I've got, basically, it looks like I'm going to have two workhorses now with the Prusa up there and my new A1 Mini, and anything massive can be done on the massive Chiron up there, which is now being proven to be just as reliable, it seems, now that it's been fine-tuned and fixed. So Ender 3 has still got a little spot in my heart. It's a great little system if you're looking to start with something and you don't want to spend a lot of money, and it's got tons of upgrades. Right, you know, still a good little printer. So until next time, guys, I'll catch you around on the next video.